What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to more collegiate Overwatch here on NECC Games. It's Thursday, that means Overwatch, and then we're kind of kicking off with SNHU versus University of Buffalo. I'm Yelkreb, joined by Chase Newcomb. How's it going, Nuke?
I'm doing great, Yelkrib. Thanks for asking. It's quite a Thursday, as you said it yourself. I don't know where everyone's located, but over here in the Midwest, it's a beautiful sunny day outside, and we got a great day of Overwatch ahead of us as we see SNHU coming back against University of Buffalo. They did face off 2 weeks ago, and it didn't go that well for SNHU. So looking at this week, we're looking at a hopeful performance from them. What are your thoughts, Yelkrib?
Yeah, SNHU is still looking for their first win of the season in this one. University of Buffalo could become a 500 team, which going into the last few weeks would be fantastic for them. Might get them a good seed in the playoffs. They could maybe make a run out of it. But today is a big day for both of the teams. I mean, Southern New Hampshire University, they got a lot to play for. The last time they faced off against this team, it was an 0-3, but they had some takeable maps. I think this is one of the few remaining games on their schedule that they could hope to win. And I think, playing toward the end of the season, wanting to get those points, they might just show it their all today. But University of Buffalo, they're the defending victors. I think they'll come out and be just fine. They know what to expect from this team so far.
Yeah, and looking at University of Buffalo, like you said, they are currently 3-2, or sorry, 2-3. They've won 2 games, lost 3 going into this week. So if they take this W again, they're going to tie up their season, and that's going to look really good for them on paper. And kind of you need that momentum going into the end of the season, right? So this could mean a lot for their team as well, going into this game.
Yeah, you would love to have a 500 record going into the last couple of weeks. We got some notes about these teams, and I see that it's a birthday for Durance being the main tank of University at Buffalo. So we'll see if he can just get the win for his birthday. That'd be a great present for his team to get him. Southern New Hampshire University, they've got a player at DC who also plays on the Super Smash team, these esports programs. They're really ramping up. And SNHU, they just added a brand new esports arena to their campus. Their program is really starting to move into full swing. So you love to see the growth, and you love to see it here at the NECC. But Nuke, let's talk about the map pool. Up first, we got Ilios. Tell me a little bit about this map, what kind of comps we could expect.
So going into the Ilios map, we could see really any comps from either of these teams. I think we're going to see heavily probably Orion Zarya. Both of these teams play it. They both also play a lot of balls, so maybe we'll see that in terms of the front line. Now, in terms of the damage coming from University of Buffalo, we'll probably see a Genji come out from Blank. He also plays McCree. Oh, sorry, he actually going to be playing support this round. So maybe Ana or BAP. Probably if we're going with the more brawly comp, they'll probably go with an Ana, maybe BAP. But it may look like a very similar composition from both teams. A lot of these players play the same heroes in their pools, so can definitively say I believe we're going to see a lot of Ryan Zarya.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet pretty much any time. The only player in this lobby who I think strays from that very traditional brawl comp would be the off tank for SNHU, and that is Pepto. So maybe we find him on a Sigma or a Diva. He plays with Rhino. Maybe Rhino's feeling like a Winston pick on one of these open maps like Ilios Ruins. We could see something along those lines. But as far as University of Buffalo go, I'm pretty sure they stick to exclusively Brawl, and then their flexibility lies in their DPS players.
Yeah, and their DPS has definitely shined in the past. I'm interested to see what Kike Komonome is going to do going into this match. He plays the Korean Hanzo, so the hit scan, and going up against Orion Zarya, if that is the comp that they choose to run, you got to play around the tanks a lot. You got to be able to get into the back line and shred the healers and DPS.
You certainly do. And on this first point, Ilios Lighthouse, it's very tricky to just decide which way you want to stage up. Do you rush the point, or do you rush the outside? You can kind of play a little bit of the high ground and take your time getting into the point. Just looking at the team comps, Orion Diva on the side of University of Buffalo, and on both sides, Rhino and Pepto also opting on that comp, but one side does have a FAR, so they might be looking to play more of the open ground and get to point a little bit later. But if you're University of Buffalo, you got to bunker down in that point, get a roof over your head so DC cannot just rain in those rockets.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's where Kev may shine in this map. You said that he really doesn't play the traditional sort of heroes, and he is going to be making the switch to Diva. So both Pepto and Kev playing the Diva. We'll have to see who's able to get the bombs first as both of these teams move into this back room.
Durance Bane just claims this cage up on the backside of this opening objective, and they are just going to take the fight straight to the SNHU spawn here. They are just, I mean, the point is in the rearview mirror at this point. They are going up, and they are showing SNHU that they're wide awake. They came to play today, and now members of University of Buffalo retreat back to the point just to get this capture in. But that is a strong first fight from Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo was able to push in pretty hard, and Durance Bane frontlining was able to take it out pretty early in the fight. We are going to need to see Southern New Hampshire group up here, and Desi's going to need to find a couple of kills, and while being mindful of Kike Komonome, because that's going to be a rough matchup against the Kree.
And Kike is just chilling in his Reinhardt. He's saving the stun for the peel for his team, and Desi's going to have an awfully hard time getting in, closing the distance, but he manages to do so, takes down Kev with the Diva out of a low ground fight. Desi is now free to just move a little bit further in. Kike, though, still keeping him at bay, and Durance Bane holding down the front line, not letting anything go, takes down Rhino and finishes off Pepto.
Wow, yeah, the sustain there is insane from University of Buffalo. They were able to push in, and unfortunately the pharmacy was not enough to take out the team, even after taking out Kev. That's kind of surprising because they really didn't have anything to combat it, right? Kike pushed him back a little bit, but you do have that Pharah on your flank that's able to help you. So they're going to have to look to get a little bit more aggressive with these picks here if they are going to see the light of the day on the point.
Ultimate's coming out now. Kentaru pops this blade, gets nanoed by Blank. Can he find any kills? Able to cut down Rhino, but Desi finds Kev's mech. And Pepto's mech also traded out to the Dragon Blade late. It should still be Buffalo holding down this point with 69% to go. SNHU on the back foot and on their way out yet again.
Yeah, they're going to have to get out. And unfortunately, we did see the res onto Rhino, and Rhino was able to take out Kentaru, but it really didn't matter at that point, right? Kentaru had the positioning going up. Oh, wow! Desi trying to ult and does get headshot from Kike Komonome, and he's going to get knocked out. That's going to be detrimental to SNHU's push here.
Kike Komonome was just not sleeping right there. Desi trying to go in for an easy barrage, trying to make the play before his team was fully back, and unfortunately paid the price. But the shatter off to the side from Rhino lays down one. Blank is no more. Fire strike back to spawn. Apto starts taking the point. The progression could be going in the way of SNHU. That Diva Bomb flies in and gets Princess. Oh my god, it comes right through the lighthouse window, taking her down. But it's still Rhino just cleaving away with the hammer swings onto the point. This one should be SNHU's.
Yeah, this should be definitely SNHU's fight here, but what a ult from Kev pushing on to point. That took out a lot of the defense that was able to sit there, and man, that was great positioning from SNHU to be able to push in and take that. Rhino is going to be able to get Kike Komonome with a random fire strike, going to take him out. That is going to push the push a little bit.
Rhino goes down, oversteps those boundaries. The shatter is free. Nano Blade coming in. Never mind, no nano needed. Kentaru just hacking and whacking, finds the fire before getting absolutely blown up by the Diva Bomb from Pepto, but it's still Buffalo rolling it onto this point. They've got 4 members on it. The Baptiste Amplification Matrix from Fragnar trying to make a difference here for SNHU, but one by one they're going to go down. Desi and Pepto both fall. The Nano Boost slapped onto Durnsbane, and that should do it here. That should lock it up for Buffalo. They've still got the Brig Rally popped now by Raycal, and that is just way too much support for the side of SNHU to get through. So much armor out on the pitch.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate ult from Fragnar. I don't know if I would have used it in that position. They only had another support and a tank that was really getting demeched there, so there wasn't a whole lot to do. Blank is going to be able to take out Desi as SNHU is really just chomping at the bits to be able to get on point, trying to find a pick here, but it's looking like it's going to be Buffalo .1 as we see Rhino attempt to shatter right into the shield. Not going to be able to find anything. They're still holding on to anything that they can find here, looking for a pull, trying to get off point. That's going to be it. They were able to get 53% though on the clock, meaning that they were able to take one of those engagements, and I think that was from Pepto's Diva Bomb. So if they are able to get those clutch ultimates out and keep Kentaru off of them, right, then we could see a switch going into this next map of Ilios.
Yeah, SNHU was able to capture that point and hold it down decently well, but Rhino did overextend, and he just stepped into way too much damage. When the Reinhardt goes down, the front line falls. Durnsbane has the Earth Shatter. There's no shield left in his way. He can just roll right in and win the fight right back. But if SNHU plays a more mistake-free style, they could lock down that objective and keep it the entire time after a capture. And first fight here on Ruins, not seeing a lot of compositional changes. Kev looking like he's going over to the Wrecking Ball, choosing for a little bit more mobility. And then Kike and Kentaru are opting for the double sniper this time new.
Yeah, that's interesting too, especially playing into Pepto, who's going to be able to dive them in the backline. We are going to see Osiren stick to the Kree, like you said, so I'm not sure how the Kree is going to be able to fare against Kike and Kentaru's offense here. Massive Onanade coming out onto the team. Blank finding his targets as we now see 3 members of SNHU falling. Osiren trying to do what he can, taking out Durnsbane, and Kev going to be able to demech Pepto on point. It looks like Buffalo is going to back up real quick and look to play the position up here with all of their snipers. They, looking at their comp, yes, they have the Widow, yes, they have the Hanzo, but they also have the Ana, so they can play pretty far back while Durnsbane, Kev, and Raycal are able to push it up in the front line.
They definitely have a huge range advantage, and when Blank is making plays like that, I mean, that's why Ana is one of the better supports in the game. When there's no ultimates out or available, Ana's kit is incredible at finding value just with the cooldowns alone. I mean, that anti-nade won them the fight. Now they're going into the next fight, trying to chase down Raycal out on this off angle on Brig of all heroes, but they managed to close the door, and now Durnsbane is back where he needs to be.
Yeah, and like you said with Ana, if you're able to get the value off of the nades, then it's huge. Wow, just like Rhino and Desi are going to be able to get some picks on Durnsbane and Kike Komanome, they're going to look to push in here, but are they going to be able to find anything? Prince is going to get the boop onto Kev. I know Simon's going to be able to take out Kantaru. This is going to be an SNHU. I think they're going to be able to take this point. Even with Ana being able to nade 3 members on their team, they were able to push them off, and it looks like Buffalo has no choice but to regroup.
And that was just fantastic brawl play, especially from Princess on the Lucio, speeding in, focusing all the proper targets and making sure they get bursted down. But now the Reinhardts are squaring off. They've both got Shatter. Who's going to land it? Who's going to block it? Will it be Rhino or Durnsbane? Seems like a little bit of tempo taken off. The foot off the gas right now as the rally comes out and the team moves back in. Buffalo trying to find the value. The slam goes down, but Rhino comes up with the block, landing the slam into the back line. Kike goes down, but unfortunately Rhino not able to collect that kill. Durnsbane, however, does move in and takes down Fragnar, takes down Princess as well. No support left for SNHU. Now they're on the back foot. Pepto with a Diva Bomb, last ditch effort, but it's just not enough, Nuke.
Wow, the synergy from Kevin Durnsbane was insane there. If you watched on point behind that little area where they're able to go around in the bridge, Durnsbane was stuck back there as Reinhardt just swinging away, and as they were trying to push out, Kev just knocked him back into him, and that was a lot of damage in the fight. We have to see the adaptability come out from SNHU in order to combat something like that. They have to make those calls, they have to group up and really look to fight this in the best way possible, and that's going to be Pepto taking out the backline. Rhino looks like he's going to get slept here and on-nated in quick succession. Man, these on-nades from Blank is insane.
They really are. Blank is finding so much value, getting in on those off angles, getting those nades around the shields, but one by one, it's Buffalo who begins to fall behind. Noon gets popped, I assume just for a reload cancel as that brawl moves back in tankless. They got nothing but Pepto on the Baby Diva, but they are somehow making space. Princess is speed boosting everyone where they need to go, and they've got this objective back. And still Durnsbane, I mean, they used ultimates. I don't believe SNHU used a lot of their ult economy, and Buffalo somehow let that one slip through their fingers.
Yeah, that was crazy. At this point, though, if I'm SNHU, I don't know if I'm actually playing the Reinhardt. You know, he's doing fine, but they're not really playing around Rhino as much as I think that they could be, especially with these more sniper comps. As we do see Kantaru switch off to the Genji, and we do see University of Buffalo with 4 ultimates. Desi's looking for an ultimate of his own. We are going to see the minefield come out on point as they're looking to take, and oh my gosh, they're not turning around. Are they going to cap it? Oh no, it is going to get contested last second.
Shatter gets laid down by Durnsbane too, but still, you wanted to see Prince Subfire come up with that beat drop, but unfortunately goes down before they got the chance to use it. Now it looks like Buffalo could get the flip back in their favor as Pepto launching one more Diva Bomb, but there are more than enough big red rectangles to shield that one off.
For sure, and we see a little bit of a flubbed Hanzo ult that almost covered the doorway. It wasn't quite there. We do see the BAP barrier come out as well, but
big slam!
Wow, massive slam coming out onto SNHU from University of Buffalo. Wow, this looks like it may be Buffalo .2 as well.
I wasn't even talking about the shatter from the side of Buffalo. I just saw Rhino try to, you know, finally use that Earth Shatter he's had for almost a fight now, and he just got CC'd up into the skybox. It was hilarious to watch. That's the easiest shatter I've ever seen blocked. He must have had 2-3 seconds of hang time.
Hashtag feels bad, man, right?
Yeah.
You hate it when you're shattering and you get stuck in the air. We are going to see the play of the game from Durnsbane. You know, he did a great job this game of really pulling it together with his team, and this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. You know, he pushed into this back hallway, and we saw Kev push them back. I didn't imagine this would be play of the game, but for sure, this had a massive impact on the pacing of the rest of the fight. As you can see, they had 43% to Southern New Hampshire at that point, and they only had 34% to University of Buffalo, so holding that point really changed the tempo for the rest of the game.
It really does, and just after one map of play here, some players who have really impressed me are definitely Prince Subfire on the side of SNHU, Pepto seeming to just be the member of SNHU who stays alive the longest, and that's kind of what I look for, what I like to see. And then on the side of Buffalo, it's been Durnsbane and Blank for me. I mean, the Ana play, no ultimates needed. I think Blank is the carry of this team right now, and Durnsbane is doing everything, using that great support from Blank, from Raycal to just lock in on this front line, not let anything slip.
I'd have to agree with you on the side of University of Buffalo, at least. You know, Durnsbane and Blank are doing a tremendous job. I don't want to say either that Kentaru and Kike Komanome are doing phenomenal on DPS, being able to get those picks early in the fight. We did see Kike and Kentaru move around a little bit in that second map, so I am interested to see as we transition over to, I believe the next map is Eichenwald. It's going to be kind of an interesting dynamic seeing what they pick in terms of a hero pool.
I think it could be a lot of the same stuff, Reinhardt Diva, just because Reinhardt, the way those two tanks play together, it's not like Reinhardt Zarya, the brawl comp of the past, or Winston Diva, the dive comp of the past. It is kind of just this hybrid comp where you can lock down a corner, have a very stable backline with that Reinhardt if he has to retreat, and then you can have your Lucio and your Diva just go off and dive things. And if two members can just isolate a single squishy target, that's why that comp is just massively effective. I think it's the one we're going to see run most of the night.
I would agree in the sense as well as it's a really good hybrid comp because you have the bomb shatter strat, right? And it works a lot better on the more longitudinal maps like Escort and like Payload, where you throw out the bomb in the backline. And if the team is not in a position to really get cover, the Reinhardt obviously turns around to shield, but then they get hit by the shatter, right? So looking into that, I know that that's a popular strat. We have yet to see it, I think, from either team. Going into Eichenwald, I could definitely see it being used.
I could too. One of my favorite combos in the game just because it's so pretty. It's such a double-edged sword. The Reinhardt is just mind game to oblivion. Does he turn around? Does he try and flash it in just one frame of the game? Can he be that quick? But usually it's impossibly tough to come up with a play from the defending main tank of that combo. But, we haven't seen it yet. And that is something that I would be looking forward to see as well.
Yeah, 100%. And looking at it as well, it's going to be interesting to see if the DPS switch off to go with a little bit more of a shield break comp, going to break the shield, because as it currently stands on the side of SNHU, Rhino is pretty much the only front line. And, I did talk a little bit earlier about the University of Buffalo's star performers. I definitely want to talk for a second about Osiren and Desi. I think that they did a great job last map. You said Pepto was on your list. Pepto's always, the Diva's always on my list. I love Diva players, but he was able to stay alive for a majority of those engagements until the end of the engagement. I would like to see a little bit more of a defensive bomb coming out from him, though, if they are going to lose that engagement, just because you're going to get your mech back, right? You know that you have a Lucio on your team that's going to push in and try to at least stall the point. And if you're there with him, you have a lot more kind of survivability going into that. But if you throw the bomb out, then they can catch you while you're stuck, right?
Yeah, they sure can. Pepto using that Diva Bomb a lot just to remake toward the end of the fights. Able to find a couple of kills with it, but I think the high-value plays are definitely out there and yet to be made by that player. But going into Eichenwald here, we're just a few seconds away from getting in. The sides are going to switch, so you're going to see SNHU on the attacking side, the red team to start things off, and then University of Buffalo. They're going to be the blue team on defense. So a little bit of a defender's advantage now that we're not on control. That does play a factor on these maps. Do you think it rings true on Eichenwald?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think it rings true on Eichenwald. It really depends. Like, Eichenwald's one of those points where first point can determine everything, right? If you can hard control first point, then you're going to win, right? But if you push through, if you are able to kind of play around those angles, depending on what comp you're playing, and you can get through first point, it's pretty easy to get through the rest of the map. I think bridge is the second hardest point to get through, but it's really it's similar to like Volskaya in the sense that if you're able to get that first point, moving into the second, first points. Sorry, opposite of Volskaya. I had it backwards, but if they're able to get first point, it's going to be a shoe-in from that point on.
Yeah, I would kind of agree. The second point, you do defend a castle. It's pretty tough. If you set up well, if you've got range, if you can control those high grounds, it can be a nightmare to attack. I mean, that is one of the only points in Overwatch where there is 3 stories of elevation difference between the attackers and defenders when the attackers come out of their spawn for the first time. So that point can definitely be a nightmare. You get to the end of the bridge phase, the defenders can throw on these boop heroes like Wrecking Ball and Lucio and make it so you're never going to get across without losing a couple of members to the pit. But we're getting into the action right now. The map is finally loading, so we'll see which compositions teams choose to open on.
Yeah, it can be very steamrolly though. That point in the map, if you get booped or if your team flubs on the defense, they're just going to take the entire second point. You can't really make it back in time to defend that. So
you're absolutely right. Oh, sorry, not to cut you off, but I've seen teams in the past, especially in these higher divisions like champions and gladiators division, they'll capture first point and they will rush to the top of the castle. They'll leave one person to push the cart and then just take all of the best positioning they can on second point and just try and win the race against the defenders to the top of that castle.
Right, and the high ground advantage is most of us, I'm sure, have seen Star Wars. It's over when you have the high ground, right? You're able to just jump on them and really capitalize on that engagement, and you don't have to play as reactively because you have the positional advantage. So that is an interesting point looking at how SNHU will go into this match. We now do have a little bit of a switch up on the teams, as we are going to see Blank move over to the Genji and Kentaru's going to move over to the Ana.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like it. Those two were just feeding each other nano blades last time. Now they get to just trade places. We'll see how many kills Blank can get with that Dragon Blade. If Kentaru slaps the nano boost onto him or is very greedy and slaps it onto a tank instead, not quite returning the favor. Little intricacies we can watch as this map plays out.
Hey, bro, want to swap? Just switch roles real quick.
Your turn, man, your turn.
Yeah. Oh, Durin's Bane is gonna get flashed, but not much is gonna come out of it, as he is looking to push up. The Bap Lamp is gonna come out, and it's gonna get taken out immediately. Desi is gonna take out Blank, though, unfortunately, and Raycal is gonna respond by taking out Rhino, trade for trade, but we are gonna see the Mercy Res come out onto Rhino as SNHU looks to continue their push.
And Desi for SNHU has fantastic lines of sight on this far, playing close and on the tower. He knows that Buffalo does not have a hit scan player on their team right now. Lands that double rocket onto Kentaru and Kike, now trying to find Blank, but the movement from this Genji is a little too elusive, but it still looks like SNHU able to roll right onto the first point and get capture rather quickly.
Yeah, man, and I really think the ult from Fragnar there was not as necessary. They took out a lot of the team right there, but SNHU coming out the gate strong on this offense was able to take out both of the healers in quick succession, and that pretty much crippled all of University of Buffalo's defenses. They are now looking to push back and take this corner.
And it's a little bit arrogant of Buffalo, I think, to not have a hit scan player. Desi ran this far. It was his first pick of the match. It's the hero that he would like to play, I would imagine. And Eichenwald is such a fantastic far point. You're the defending team. You don't get a chance to change your hero unless you get sent back to the spawn. By then, your team's probably already lost. And Desi's already probably dropped a two-man barrage, but the trades are going wild. It's a 3 versus 3. Desi takes to the skies again. He's in a duel with Kev. Kev does not have the range in that beam to beam him down, and Desi just rules the skies. SNHU is ruling this second point.
Wow, what a play from Desi and Blank. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Prince turned around to res Fragnar, and Fragnar gets taken out by Blank as he has sort of a retribution against him going into this point. Kike is going to be able to take out Prince as they are pushing in. This is going to be big and looking to take out Desi. We do need to see a little bit more from Raycal, and throwing that on Desi as Blank is going to dive the backline and take out Desi, taking out all of the aerial support.
They've got Nano Blade ready. Unlikely they use it this fight. They'll be sitting on it next fight. Pin coming through from Durin's Bane from way out of town onto the slept Pepto. And that is a quick way back to spawn for the off tank of SNHU.
Wow, and yeah, just like you said it, 4 ults up from either team. So this next fight is going to be a brawl fest. We are going to see the Nano Blade come out. We'll probably see the Transcendence come out. But if you look, both teams have their grab. And so it's going to be imperative to play around that grab. And looking at who grabs first is going to really determine the rest of this fight.
Looking to line up the Nano Blade here. And they send it. Kev does commit that Graviton Surge in the second story of the castle. No team members to follow up. Osiren now from the bridge. High Noon's down Kike. And the Graviton Surge locks up to support the Nano. Gets slapped onto the Transcendencing Zenyatta Raycal. And now he's rolling in deep trying to find some kills. I would imagine that Nano was meant for Blank, but he's not going to need it. The Butterblade cuts up 2 so far. Prince Subfire falls. He's still got a 1v3 left on this point, but he's stalling it for as long as he can, and now he's off the map into the pit. We talked about it in the pregame, and it finally happened.
Wow, yeah, it finally happened, and man, this looks like a completely different SNHU as they are coming out of the gate strong with these ultimates. Osiren had a massive Deadeye on the entire team, and it really was, it forced Raycal's Transcendence. We are actually going to see Raycal switch back over to the Lucio. Interestingly enough, you know, you talked about it a minute ago, they're leaving Desi uncontested, and I feel like that's their main issue right now is they can't deal with this Pharah that's on top of them constantly. They have got to have an answer for it.
it's very tough. They were narrowly able to defend the point that time. This time, however, taking a very strange rotation, and they already clean up the support line on their way in. It should be easy work to get across this bridge phase, but can the hit scan from Kike put up a fight against Desi? He's got the ultimate, now working his way in along this far side by the castle, using the cover. Rhino takes down Kike. No hit scan left to answer Desi. Should be an easy cleanup with the barrage on the backside. They gotta finish off this point, though. Time is ticking.
Yeah, Kev is looking like he's going to back up. Oh, is he going to try to touch again? He is going to try to touch again, as Kev and Blank are now on point against the entirety of the team of SNHU. And SNHU, just like Heisenberg, coming and knocking on that door, knocking it down with 3 minutes left on the clock. They have plenty of time to be able to take this point. And like I said earlier in the game, this could be very steamrolly if they are not careful. Desi and Osiren taking out Reike and Kikamone. Oh no, Desi going to be able to take out Durnsbane too. This is going to be a slaughterfest coming out from SNHU.
They are playing for the steamroll, 3 minutes on their clock, trying to grab every single second they can. Desi with that alpha barrage rolling into third point. The payload so far behind it, but now it's made its way to the final corner. Wrecking ball comes in from Kev, zones off SNHU at least for a moment. The shatter lands on 5. Graviton Surge comes out from SNHU, but it's not going to be enough. Kev able to take down Desi with the grappling claw. And that should do it. Durns being able to push forward off of that. No front line left standing for SNHU. And they should be backed out of the castle and sent back to spawn yet again. Finally, a speed bump.
But they still have, oh no, okay, never mind. Blank ruined it. But oh no, we are going to see the Mercy Res come out. I was going to say they still have a majority of their team there, and that ult coming out from Pepto onto the entirety of University of Buffalo's team really stopped that Earth Shatter. But that was a tremendous Earth Shatter from Durnsbane, catching a majority of the team as both sides now are looking to group up. The Dragon Blade comes out from Blank. The Nano Blade, oh my gosh, everyone's purple. Durnsblade and Blank cleaning up the back line. This is an absolute massacre for University of Buffalo.
Blank gets 3 with the blade on his own, then Anti-Nade came in from Kantaru. The Nano Boost was there. That was a perfect team fight from Buffalo to defend this third point again.
Textbook almost textbook. It was a great Nano Blade. The only thing that concerns me is now they do not have a majority of their ultimates, as we are going to see Raykal use his defensively in hopes to probably get something out. Oh no, Durnsbane's going to get a shatter, but he's not going to be able to find much off the shatter itself. He is going to be able to pin Rhino in the side room, and that is causing SNHU to back up significantly.
Durnsbane feeling real confident after that Baptiste Matrix was thrown out, and he found the Fire Strike through it, taking down Prince Subfire. And that is going to send SNHU back to the spawn, crossing the bridge maybe for one of their last few tries. They're getting down to the wire here, just a minute left to play when they started this point with 3.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they have 1 or 2. At this point, they have Pepto's Grav coming up, right? And they have to play around that Grav. If they don't play around the Grav, you know, they have Grav, and Desi almost has Dragons coming out. So if they're able to get Dragon Strike Grav, that could seal the deal for this game. Durnsbane shields going down, and SNHU is pushing in off of that.
Taking some momentum when they can get it, using the payload as more of a main tank at this point in the game. The Graviton Surge locking up the Genji and the Reinhardt. Dragon Strike thrown through it, going to find the double kill it was looking for. The High Noon unable to find any value on the high ground from Kike. But still, it looks like the trades are in the favor of the attacking team. SNHU just trying to batter down Kev on this Roadhog. The hook lands, but cannot collect that kill onto Desi, not just yet. Now the Matrix coming out, trying to close out this point with the little ultimates they've got left. Slam lands again onto 3. The pin connects Durnsbane. Not going to let this third point slip through his fingers. He is having quite the day.
Wow, what a play from Durnsbane. Pretty much saved the game. The Grav behind the Matrix was just nasty. That was ridiculous. He was able to take out a majority of the team, push them back off of point. I do not want to downplay, though, Kev sitting at the corner of the point with the Roadhog and did get Anated and ulted at the same time. That left SNHU looking around like, why is the payload not moving? And then they turn around and there's a hog in their face, right? That stall allowed the time for University of Buffalo to come back out, regroup, and take the point and stop the push.
They were so close to making it around that final corner too, but now Buffalo has their win condition. They've just got to basically complete the map at this point. That payload made it awfully close to the third point finish line, so Buffalo knows. I mean, their plan going into Eichenwald was, let's complete the map. If we play overtime, we play overtime, but they won't have to worry about that at this point. If they complete the map, they're up 2-0. They've got themselves the win, and they're back in the 500 for the season.
For sure. We may see it from him, but looking at the comp, this is a very interesting defense comp coming out from SNHU. They are going to opt to keep Desi on the Pharah, and Pepto and Rhino are going to go the Rhine Zarya. Pretty much same comp as last game. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the SNHU. Sorry. Looking at University of Buffalo, they're actually going to be running the Bastion Symmetra strat. So this could go heavily in their favor.
Oh my god, this is going to be something. If Desi is not ready for it, he's going to get so much firepower thrown into him from Blank. It's going to be disgusting. Right now, though, he's confidently just chilling over these buildings as he waits for this TP to line up and find out where Buffalo chooses to go.
Yeah, rushing into, this is the most key part of this map. You cannot wait. You have to rush in. Oh, they are going to boop him off of the TP, and Desi's going to be able to take him out immediately. That's going to pretty much stop the push as we see. Oh no, Durnsbane trying to charge, not going to be able to find anything off of it though, and we're seeing a solid hold from SNHU.
I would be surprised if Buffalo doesn't shake up this comp a little bit. It didn't work, You guys. You had fun. You did the funny. You put the teleporter right on top of the payload like you weren't going to get blown up. And, I mean, you paid the price. Desi completely dominated you from the skies, and he does it again, landing that double rocket direct onto TK. And now he's got the barrage already. They might not be ready for it.
Yeah, Desi is just decimating the entirety of the team, not letting up at all. They are going to push right of the tower, looking to get a pick here with Kev. If Kev can find something here, that's going to be big for the team, and he is going to be able to take out Desi!
Oh my god, that was max range. I don't think he had any chain left in that hook. And now Kev is just stuck on the rubble of this burnt out car. There's no way out for him. He just stands still. He gives up the fight. He knows he landed the highlight hook, and he's gonna go back to spawn. Maybe even pick a new hero.
He's Big Dipper. He's Big Dipping out. And Raycow also going to find the pick as Desi immediately comes back. Is Prince going to be able to get the res, though? That's the thing. And it looks like the res may be down. Oh, Siren looking to get an ult off here to try to just push them off of the point. We are going to see the Earth Shatter come through and connect with everyone. Durnsbane, the Mad Lad himself, taking the point by himself virtually.
I mean, it's his birthday. He's already gotten one play of the game. He might as well get a second. I would imagine that nothing else contests with that slam. At least nothing we've seen in this map so far. And that puts up a massive time bank for Buffalo to work with.
Wow, it is his birthday, and man, I don't know about him, but I was looking forward to all 6 candles that he just blew out on that cake, because he took out all of the members of SNHU. So pushing in now, though, SNHU does have quite a bit of ultimates on their side. They have Rhino and Pepto both with the Shatter and Grab. Desi also having fair ult, so it's going to be interesting looking at this corner to see how much space they're going to be able to take and what the positioning is going to look like. As Desi looking to ult here, not going to find much. He is going to find Kantaru and Blink, but I don't think that's going to stop the push.
Gets Raycal as well. Absolute. Ooh, and Kike way post-mortem. Desi was dead for 5 or 6 seconds. I did not even see Kike get booped right there. He must have been able to climb a wall for a little bit before finally falling, and Kev lands the hook. Dragon Fragnar off the map. Now High Noons trade out, and it just looks like they both zone each other completely. Just no action going on right now as everyone is known what time it is. Osiris and Blake letting everyone know. And now a pin from Durnsbane connects on the Rhino, taken way into the back line of Buffalo, and they make easy work of the SNHU main tank.
Yeah, Raycal sneaking up and stealing that kill from Durnsbane as well. Don't want to downplay that. Desi is going to be able to take out Kantaru, and that may be a majority of the healing on the push. Raycal is not in the position to heal. He is going to be able to back up here. Is he going to find much on Durnsbane? Nope. Osiris is going to be able to take him out, and Kev now takes out Osiris as well, as we are seeing nothing short of a brawl fest here on the bridge.
2 tanks and 2 DPS left alive for Buffalo. They send in a pair of ultimates, but unfortunately they find no kills. But it does back down SNHU. They're using this amplification matrix, sending a fire strike through it that comes up empty. Almost hooked off the map is Pepto, but manages to cling to the bridge. Shatter somehow doesn't get stunned. What happened there, Nuke? That Shatter found nothing.
I don't know, but that stun was pretty clutch coming out from Blank. And truthfully, I'm not sure how SNHU was not able to push in there and take him out, because wow, I mean, what a hold.
Yeah, seriously, a lot of ultimates used right there, but really not any finding very much value. I mean, we saw the Dragon Strike, the Whole Hog come out, and both Shatters came up rather empty, but I think the difference maker on the second point so far has been Desi. He's been hanging on the backside of this castle, not letting Buffalo get an angle on him, and now he's keeping them in the door, raining rockets in right on top of their helmets. And unfortunately, you just can't stay safe coming out from underneath this roof. Drops in the barrage, taking down a Raycal. The trades are going out as Durin's Bane also falls. It looks like Buffalo does have a pair of kills in their favor, but still, the Payload has so much left to push. The spawns are in such favor of SNHU. I don't believe this cart makes it there.
Yeah, I think I think the car is gonna make it there. I mean, they have a minute left on the clock. This hold right here could really determine the rest of the game, as Kike is gonna be able to take out Desi off the top. Blank looking for an ultimate of his own. Is he gonna be able to find it on Pepto? He is, and Prince is gonna look to res Desi, but it's not gonna matter. Blank is gonna be able to take out Rhino, and they just need to push them off the cart. 1 meter left. They are going to be able to push it in, and we are going to go on to the last corner. But they do have significantly less amount of time than what SNHU had on the attack.
They're only working with 2.5 minutes, and I honestly think Kike Komanome had the biggest kill of the round so far, taking down Desi when he was just trying to make his way out of the window, trying to stall that second point. If he did, it could have been a nightmare for Buffalo, but instead, Kike landed the arrow right where he needed to.
Yeah, definitely. I'm telling you, these plays from Buffalo, I don't know if they're wings, because they're hot. They're hot coming from Buffalo this week as we're pushing around this last corner. Kev is going to be able to take out Rhino. There is no front line now. What are they to do? Nothing. Is the payload with 0.14 seconds. Prince is going to be able to get on, but he is going to get booped off, and that is going to be game 2, going to the favor of University of Buffalo.
SNHU was so close. Prince Subfire was right there, but he got CC'd away. The crowd control just knocked him back exactly how much it needed to. And now Durin's Bane again collecting a second play of the game. The birthday boy might end up with the hat trick today, Nuke.
The Shatters, I'm telling you, he got them all. All the candles blew them all out.
There was nothing left of SNHU after that Shatter. What a massive main tank play from Durin's Bane yet again.
Wow, Durin's Bane, you know, I think it's appropriate to say coming out swinging tonight, swinging hard. The first 2 games, you know, I gotta say he may be the MVP of the match, and the fact that it's also his birthday, it's almost inevitable. I gotta give this man the MVP, securing the play of the game for both map 1 and map 2. Not only doing that, but being a strong centrifugal frontline for University of Buffalo. I don't know who else is more viable at this point than Durin's Bane. I mean, you can make a case for Blank. Blank has had a lot of crazy plays these matches, but Durin's Bane's just been consistent.
Yeah, he's been a monster, and his ultimates were so incredible that round too. He had 16 Earthshatter stuns. I don't know if you saw the cards at the end. 12 of those stuns converted into kills. So to have 12 Shatter kills is absolutely mind-blowing. He was just knocking down every member of SNHU every single chance he could. That was phenomenal main tank play. I would imagine he just stays on Reinhardt the rest of the game, but Watchpoint is such a high ground map. Reinhardt can have some trouble on it.
Yeah, we could see the switch to Winston. I'd honestly be interested to see how he's able to play Winston if we do see Kev switch back to the Diva, right? That would be such an interesting mechanic. But either way, if this man did not plan to go bowling tonight, Durin's Bane definitely getting a bowling match in today because he's knocking down all the pins with the Earth Shatters. Man, oh man. And as we see it going into this last map, right, we are going into Gibraltar. University of Buffalo has secured the win. If you're new here to the NECC, and you'll see it for the rest of the succession for the matches tonight, we play out all 3 of the games. It kind of helps with the competitive integrity, and we can look at it in postseason a little bit to see who won against who and how many maps you're able to win. So, you know, if I'm Southern New Hampshire, at this point in the season, they've not been able to really win a map. And at this point, I'm saying, you know, we're taking it. I don't care. We're focusing Durin's Bane. We're focusing Blank. We're taking Watchpoint Gibraltar.
I wish it was going to be that easy. We're just going to focus them. They're just going to die. That's the game plan. Go out there, shoot them, get them. It's not going to be that easy. This Buffalo team, they're looking very crisp. And honestly, they're a very flexible team, too. This SNHU has a roster of just 6 members, which is the exact amount you need to play a game of Overwatch. But on the side of Buffalo, they've got the luxury of having 8 members, and some of those don't just play one role. They've got a lot of flexibility, a lot of depth, And as the map pool changes, when we go from Eichenwald to Watch Point, when it goes from low ground to high ground, they can make subs, make changes, and just adapt and play pretty much any composition they want. When SNHU, they kind of hope for a map pool that favors their 6-man roster. They don't have a lot of subs they can go in and work with.
And what's unfortunate about that is if they have a sick player, or if they have a player that's maybe quarantining due to COVID, maybe they don't have COVID, but maybe so they were in contact with someone who does, and they have to play from their rooms, that could severely mess up their composition, right? And if they're, I guess if they're already playing remotely, which I know some colleges are at this point, then that's not going to mess them up as much. But even missing one person on your roster, that's a gamble you have to take every week. As to University of Buffalo, you know, they're pulling up with the full squad. They got the spiciness just coming into these games, and it is hot, hot, hot.
You're absolutely right. And it opened up that way too on Ilios. They just lit a fire under SNHU. They completely, are we seeing Winston's?
We're seeing it!
Oh my God.
Seeing it!
Gibraltar, I did expect some tanks that had some verticality to them, but both Winstons, I couldn't be happier.
Bless, we're seeing both Winston's and Diva coming out from Rhino, Durnsbane, Kev, and Pepto. This is going to be one for the books. We are seeing Durnsbane on the side of Buffalo, and sorry, we're seeing the Buffalo team playing a little bit more of a stay back comp. They do have Kike on the Kree, but they do have Raycal on the Sombra, making the switch, and Kantaru is going to be playing Ana. This could be an interesting mechanic going into this game.
And I'm very interested to see, okay, Osiren is off of the Symmetric, clearly just had the teleporter to get him out of spawn and into somewhere they wanted to be, but that was a very interesting pick. I think the Widowmaker fits a lot better on this map with this comp. Really suits dive. You land one body shot, that puts a squishy target. Anyone who's not a tank, it puts them down to like 50 HP. You can really just dive right in on them. What did Raycal just do right there to take down Osiren so quickly?
Came up right behind him. You know, Siren was looking for the pick, like you were saying, and Raycal said, you know, how about we just get hacked? That sounds fun. Let's hack, and that's exactly what happened.
Poor fella. I mean, Raycal can just kind of roll right up, invisible, and just one clip down a Widowmaker, especially at 175 health. But what I'm noticing, again, we haven't even mentioned it, I don't think. Raycal's on the DPS now, so another support player going in, doing some damage. Raycal making it work, too.
Sneaky too, sneaky plays. Oh no, Kev, we are gonna see Kev go down into the Baby Diva. They're gonna take him out immediately. They're not gonna opt to wait and see if they're gonna get a push off of that. Just wipe him out, and they are now looking to push Cart. Cart's only made it to the front of the bridge, or the underpass. Oh, we are gonna see Rhino jump up, but he is gonna be met with Durnsbane. Oh, Kike getting the shot off on Rhino. They are gonna look to push down, but Durnsbane's gonna drop and then get headshot from Osiren. Osiren making the quick switch over to Blink, and this could be the push. Also taking out Kike Komanome.
Osiren is just letting the one-shots rip. Now he's dueling down Kev. Kev falls awfully low as another headshot lands, and Osiren is just taking all of this high ground away from Buffalo. SNHU's finally able to move through the tunnel, and they're moving up. Looking like they're finally coming up on some ultimates as well. Desi taking down Raycal is gigantic. There is no resurrect on the side of Buffalo. Raycal was sitting on that EMP, the biggest ultimate in this lobby, and now SNHU has a very good chance at capturing this first point.
Maybe if they get the people on the payload. It took a second for Fragnar to get back, but he is back on payload. Durnsbane is going to get slept right in front of payload, though. Oh, the ultimate coming out. He is going to be able to respond, and an ultimate coming back out from Kev. Going to be able to take out Pepto, who was trying to get back in mech. We are going to see the Battle Mercy come out from Prince as he's trying to get a pick. Not going to be able to find it. Going to back off and get the res onto Pepto.
Prince Subfire able to roll around to the backside and get that resurrect off, but in the meantime, Desi was left without a pocket and goes down to Kev by way of melee. I mean, it's not often that you're taken down on far by a melee, but somehow Kev was able to close the distance up in the sky and do the job, and still Buffalo able to defend this first point. Just 3.7 meters left to go. They were clearly on their last stint.
It's not about damage. It's about sending a message at this point. And I think that that's what he was looking for with the melee, just shoving the rocket up there and just smacking him around. And we are going to see them looking to take high ground on this point. Really what you need, especially with this Winston Diva comp, if you're able to take high ground and push onto point, you are going to deny any positional advantage from the defenders. So we are going to see them push in. Durnsbane is going to get purple, though. Is he going to be able to get out? Yes, he is going to find his way out, as Blank is going to take out Osiren, and Kike is going to take out Desi. There are no DPS out. As I say that, Prince is going to get the res on Osiren, and they continue their push.
Blank just used that ultimate, his amplification matrix, just so he could one-shot Osiren. Got him down with just one burst with the 2x damage multiplier. And I mean, that is just cocky. Just owning the high ground, taking them down, and just realizing that if you do that, your team can just clean up the rest. As long as Osiren is not popping off on this Widowmaker, I don't think SNHU gathers this point.
Yeah, University of Buffalo trying to play 4D chess against them. Oh, as we see the D-Vault come out, is it going to connect with anyone? I think they thought there was more people up there than what actually were, but Kike and Durnsbane, Raycal, really the whole team finding picks onto SNHU as they are looking to push onto this first point. We are going to see the ult come out from Rhino. It's not going to make much of a difference. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get on point at this time. Fragnar pushing in, and I think that is going to be SNHU's push, and they're not even going to find the first point. That's going to be unfortunate. University of Buffalo, now it's their turn to retaliate.
SNHU unfortunately just making it to the final corner of the first point there on Gibraltar, but Nuke, I've played a lot of Overwatch, and if I know one thing, it's that I've been held closer than that on Gibraltar. So SNHU is not out of this one yet. They still have to slap on a serious comp and try and take a map away from Buffalo.
Yeah, they do have to have a hard defensive comp. Do you think they'll run a Bastion here?
I hope not. I really hope not. That is going to be tough. I think he's going to become isolated, and Buffalo has that good dive. They were running a Sombra that can land a hack on him, make him a little bit useless. I think if they go Bastion, they're looking to defend maybe for 1 or 2 fights against Buffalo, but it's only a matter of time before Buffalo is able to answer that pick.
Very true. We are going to see Osiren back on the Widowmaker, which could have a huge advantage. We did see Osiren getting a lot of the picks. It's going to be a big determiner going into this game. Desi, oh, he was looking at Hanzo. Now he's switching back over to the Pharah, back to Hanzo. Seems like they're having a little bit of a discussion to see what they're going to run on the defense.
Not quite sure whether to go with double sniper or put a little firepower up in the skies, but I do like the look here with 2 snipers. Kike is going to be on the Widowmaker as well, and Kev on the Orisa providing another shield is going to be, you know, not so good. If you're looking down at Desi and he's got the Storm Arrow, he can delete those shields a lot easier now, so I do like this composition coming out from SNHU. But still, I think Raycal on this Echo can do a lot of damage, and Kike already proving that he is the Widowmaker you don't want to mess with in this lobby. Taking down both DPS, the double sniper comp does get rezzed back into action. Desi back alive and in the mix, but still, Kike just opening up this one with a thunderous roar.
Oh my god. Kike, Coleman, no, May, taking out both of them on the push. That's going to be huge, especially as we are seeing Kev on the Orisa. They're going to have a lot of shield advantage on point. I'm not sure if the dive is going to be able to handle it, as we are seeing a massive push come out from University of Buffalo. This may be all she wrote. Is Kike, oh no, May, also getting the pick on Osiren again. Wow, Kike coming out strong in this push.
Kike just keeping Osiren from having any fun. Osiren has only shot, I think, 2 times in this entire round, and Kike has just been lighting him up, not letting him take any of the angles. I was thinking at the start, Nuke, that it was going to be a little bit better for Osiren. He's going to be on defense. He gets to choose the angles he wants to set up from. He doesn't have to worry about being the first one to peek on attack, but Kike being the first one to peek and having insane reactions, landing the headshot. Osiren finally answers, though.
Osiren, Yelk, it's interesting you just said that, because Osiren said, no, May. No, May. No, you. And got him right back. What a play. We are going to see SNHU still holding the defense here. University of Buffalo looking to regroup on the high ground, though. It's like what we talked about at the beginning of the last game. If they are able to hold the high ground, that will have a massive positional advantage. Osiren getting Kike Konomome again. Desi going to get a quick succession pick on Raycal and Kentaru, taking out the entire healing line of Buffalo.
Desi still has some fight left in him, not giving up on this game yet. He was listening to what I was saying in the intermission, that I have been held closer. Everyone in this lobby has been held closer than SNHU push this card. They know this is a very winnable game. Only a minute 50 left on the clock, but Buffalo coming up on some ultimates.
Yeah, but also SNHU coming up on some ultimates. We are going to see the first one popped out by Osiren. Pepto's going to need a clutch Diva Bomb here in order to get a proper defense. University of Buffalo, oh no, we're seeing all the ultimates come out from University of Buffalo. The only one still standing is Blank, and we're not seeing Durensbane going to be able to take out Fragnar. We are going to see the Diva Bomb come out on point. It's going to take out Blank. It's an absolute brawl fest from both teams.
Still though, it looks like Durensbane doing a lot of damage, making his way around this point. Slept again up top by Fragnar. Fragnar has taken so much of the wind out of Durensbane's sails on this Winston pick so far, landing 2 sleeps in a row. One while Durensbane was nanoed, and still SNHU looking like they've got this point in their favor.
Wow, I cannot lie. I did not see SNHU taking that point, but they had to get more picks with all of the ultimates that they used. They only got 2 or 3, and really that allowed SNHU to regroup and clean up, especially with that clutch sleep coming out from Fragnar. Kike and Osiren really just having a grudge match this game more than anything else. It feels like they're really targeting just each other. Kev going out on Desi. We are going to see the ultimate come out from Raycal. He's going to choose Winston, and he's going to choose to dive whoever is on payload.
I love it. You switch Durensbane over to the Reinhardt. He can brawl on the payload. You copy the Winston. He can take to the high grounds, and they're able to collect a couple of kills. Durensbane just doing a number on this payload, cleaving everything down. Kev getting into the back line, taking down Prince Subfire, and it looks like Buffalo might inch this payload to the finish line here. They've just got 10 meters to go. Blank takes down DC. Rhino falls to Raycal. I think they've done it, Nuke.
They may have, but Pepto coming in, and they are going to get it. University of Buffalo taking that last game, but I do want to say that was incredibly close, much closer than I could have expected off of that first push. All they had to do, really, SNHU had to do, was win that last fight to really stop them in their tracks. But unfortunately, they are going to fall. Clutch change coming out from Durensbane, back to what he felt comfortable. That Reinhardt pick really sealed the deal. Like you said, they were able to get the copy off, get the Winston, and really dive around all over point.
Just a flashy consolation prize play of the game from Osiren to end this one. A 3-0 for the side of University of Buffalo. They've got to be happy with that. Like we said, that moves them back to 500. SNHU, they almost had their first map win of the season. Watch Point Gibraltar looked like their map all the way, but in the end, Kev switching over to the Wrecking Ball. Durensbane going back to the tried and true Reinhardt. That, I think, is what this team works best on. And I was very impressed by the tank play. If I was to choose a player of the game, Nuke, I think we would both agree it has to be the birthday boy, Durensbane.
It really has to be, man. Even in that last push, right? If we take the first 2 games out and we say, okay, we're not going to look at those. We're just looking at Gibraltar, right? In that last push, and he was really effective on the Winston, but he recognized and knew, all right, I have to switch back over to the Reinhardt. If I don't, we're not going to have any sustainability on point, and I need to just be swinging and keeping him off as we push in. And that worked. It worked out exceptionally well. It was exactly what they needed going into that last push, and it really won them the match.
Yeah, and all match long, too, his ultimates, the plays he was making, not so much on Winston on Gibraltar. I would say that we both know that was a little bit of a struggle when they started to attack, but the second he slaps on Reinhardt, he instantly owns all the area around him. They weren't able to dive him. He just stayed alive, kept on slapping that hammer into skulls and taking everything down. Definitely the player of the match in my eyes, and I think Eichenwald was one of the most impressive main tank performances we've had all season from a main tank. 12 Earthshatter kills in a match like that, ridiculous.
It was crazy. It's almost like you watching those old samurai movies, and they're talking about how your sword is an extension of your arm. Well, if that's the case, Durensbane's hammer was an extension of his entire body, because that man was ruthlessly swinging with no mercy and able to take out the entirety of SNHU on multiple occasions. 12 Earthshatter kills means that at minimum, right, he's killing the team twice by himself, which that wasn't the case. We saw a lot. He got a 3-4 picks. That's still massive. It wins the team fight. Even as a Reinhardt, if you're able to get 3 in an Earthshatter, that's going to turn the tides of the fight significantly in your favor.
And it says that he likes to be obnoxiously loud in our caster notes as well. So I'd imagine in the comms when he's laying down those huge ultimates, he is just right next to his microphone, letting everyone know that there's a big slammer right in front of him. Got to talk to the producer, Caleb. Are we going to get an interview after this one? Maybe even with the birthday boy? We got him. Oh, man.
This just in, boys. We got him.
Durensbane coming in for a little chit-chat after the 3-0. I like it.
You know, one of our other notes we got in here too. It says Kantaru really likes an AC 130 comp, right? And the only way that I can interpret that into Overwatch is that Duran's Bane is the AC 130. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
What? How does that make sense to you? Just
Uh,
dropping in from the sky,
Dropping bombs, dude.
Heart, like season 4 of Attack on Titan.
Exactly like that.
That is not how it happens. I don't think. Is he in here?
He's in here.
Yes, sir.
Happy
Hello.
birthday, my man. The
Hey,
3-0.
thanks.
That's just what you wanted, right?
Yeah. 3-0 on my birthday. I'll take that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations. So the Reinhardt working very well. I just got to ask you, SNHU, you guys made pretty clean work with them, but they really did give you a run for your money on Watchpoint. Were you working on the Winston comp? Is that something you like to run?
I mean, I'm a Ryan one trick. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
trying to improve my Ryan. I think that was a good chance to improve it, or my Winston. Sorry, rather, improve my Winston. Try to work on it. Didn't quite. I'm not quite there yet, but so I just swapped the Ryan to make sure he won.
Yeah.
No, I
We pulled
saw
it
you
through.
out there. You got slept 2 times in a row by Prince Subfire. One when you were nanoed and primaling, I'm sure, when you were doing that. Your team
Oh.
says you calm super loud, so I bet you were just going from shouting to like, I'm slept. Like,
Yeah. I was like, yeah, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm slept. I mean, I have it on my personal stream. You can catch it if you want to. I'll send the VOD. It's just me just going, and then I'm, okay. Yep.
That's awesome. What is your personal stream?
It's just Balrog Slayer, and then my name in Discord, all lowercase.
Balrog Slayer. Awesome. Yeah, you definitely, if you guys want to go through the VODs and check it out from the MVP's perspective, you got to go back and check those out. Maybe even drop him a follow. It's his birthday.
Yeah, come on.
Candles on that cake.
I appreciate the call out. Thank you.
Of course. So I want to touch real quick a little bit outside of game because your plays in game were insane. But it says here that, different kind of from the rest of your team, a lot of your team is engineering majors and computer science majors. You're in architecture. So tell me a little bit about how that dynamic works on your team and if anything that you've learned in architecture kind of proves to help you in esports.
Oh, look, we're all a bunch of nerds. I think it's just commitment, and I'm just here to have a good time. I don't really care if I lose or I win, but of course winning is fun. We all know that. But I think it's just architecture's taught me to like persevere, even if you get frustrated. I mean, everyone gets frustrated. So when we get some frustrating games, it's just like brush it off, keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's the design and the end game that matters, right? And you can see that in architecture. You can see that in esports as well. That's awesome to hear that. You have a lighthearted approach. Mentality is everything going into these games, and if you go in with an expectation to win and you don't, it can severely hurt the mental of your team. So, man, that's my main questions for you, Duran's Bane. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs to shout outs to Juice, our manager. She put everything together. Shout outs to UB for being a pretty young esports program. If you're looking to go to college for a new esports program, you might want to look at UB. Let's go. Come on. Buffalo's a good state, good state college. And just shout outs to the rest of the team. They all did really well. I mean, we just kind of pulled through, and I'm proud of them.
Awesome. Well, Yelk, what other questions do you have for Duran's Bane?
Okay, as someone studying architecture, do you ever look at the blueprint of a building and just be like, not enough high ground?
Not enough high. You're absolutely right. All right, man. Look, if you want, I look at these maps too, and I'm like, man, you know what? I think I could get some more verticality out of that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. That was a great question.
I have a serious question. Is there anything that SNHU surprised you with? I mean, they don't have a map one yet this season, but they came out with some good play. From the main tank's perspective, did they shock you with anything?
Oh, Siren with the snipes is we were just like, oh, all right, we gotta back up a little bit, take it easy. Man, yeah, that surprised us a little bit. The Pharo was actually kind of frustrating for sure. Mm-hmm. The tanks were doing their best, but I feel like, our team was just a little bit stronger in healing and securing the kills. But Siren on their team most definitely is probably their best player, in my opinion. from what I can tell. He gave us a run for our money a little bit there.
Yeah, he was looking great. He made Watchpoint genuinely a very close map when the series wasn't that close, to begin with the first two. But, I'm going to let you go here. You got a birthday to get back to. You got a team to celebrate with, but really appreciate you coming through for this interview, answering a few questions.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. The rest of your stream, I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Wonderful. Wow. What a series. What a way to end it too. What a wholesome experience here at the NECC. Am I right, Yelk?
You're absolutely right. And we're not done. We got 4 more matches. We're going to have Central College going up against the University of North Alabama Emergence Division. We're going to dial back the SR requirements to get into this next match. Maybe about 1,000, but honestly, Nuke, those are some of my favorite games. Those are the playground offense. That's when people are just throwing strats out the window, and it's some of the most fun Overwatch to watch. So stick around, Nuke. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, and I am going to be hopping off. Infernosis is going to be jumping on with Yelk here, and we will be back very shortly with the next match.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
you.